Being good at penciling needs practice, but you already knew that. What many people don't know about being really good at something is how much practice you need to be a certain amount of good, and why you've been spinning for years with barely any progress, while these modern super prodigies of today surpass you in just a few months. That has to do with how they think. I don't specifically mean their mentality, nor do I mean their practice habits. I now know from personal experience that my practice habits were nowhere near perfect, yet I was considered a super prodigy of my time. What is this? Part of this has to do with what I was thinking about when I wasn't spinning pens. Reaching the upper echelon of anything requires an insane amount of time. But what if I told you that you don't actually have to practice more than you are right now to improve at a faster rate? You might think I'm crazy, but it's true. You could just need to change how you see your life. Which, yeah, that could sound abstract, but just hear me out. What are you? I mean, seriously, what are you? What do you do every day? What do you think about every day? Who do you identify as? Are you just a student one day hoping to be a doctor or something? And penciling is just something you do in your free time? If so, then no wonder why you're not a penciling prodigy. When I was improving at the fastest rate, penciling was almost all I thought about. I would spin for 10 hours a day, obviously all not focused practice, but even then, this would force my mind to think about penciling all day, and even when I slept. It takes an obsessive personality to become a prodigy. I bet if you asked any prodigy what their main goals in life are, penciling would most definitely be one of them, if not the only one of their goals in their life. Now, I'm not saying you have to sacrifice everything else in your life to become great at penciling. Heck, even Isaac, the 2-time world champion, so-called greatest of all time, became a doctor and wasn't spinning all day, so it's definitely possible if you leverage a couple things to your advantage. Practice in the morning and right before bed. It's scientifically proven that when you just imagine yourself practicing something, you get better at a similar amount of time of actually practicing that thing. And the longest period of time you're stationary, forced to let your mind do its thing, is when you sleep. So if you're consuming brainless content or social media right before bed, that's all you're going to think about and improve at in your sleep. If you instead practice even just 10 minutes right before bed, it will force your brain to be thinking about penciling subconsciously improving. But there's still definitely the possibility of you thinking about other things throughout the day. So another way to fix this is to meditate right before practicing. Yes, I said before. This way, your mind is sort of reset, and you get to program only penciling into it. The other way, of course, would be to only spin throughout the entire day, filling your entire day with penciling. This way, the only thing you can think about is penciling. To be honest, this is actually what I did for a few months, but I guess you're getting tired of all these sciencey practice tips, and that's okay. The one constant between all of the prodigies is why. If I know exactly why you want to spin pens, your practice habits will sort of find themselves out. For me, even when I was a noob, I wanted to be the best. I've always had this strong desire to be number one at something. It didn't matter what it was. And I've had this mentality when trying so many different things, which led me to obsess over them without burning out. He who has a why can bear almost any how. Whatever your why is for spinning pens, make sure you know exactly what it is, then change your identity to be a pen spinner. I'll leave you off with this phrase I used to repeat as I practiced. I am a pen spinner. This is what I do. This is who I am. All I do is spin pens. I am a pen spinner. This is what I do. This is who I am. All I do is spin pens.